Hamlet too?
The Deuce, correct.
Doesn't everybody die at the end of the first one?
I have a device.
The time machine
That's the device.
Opens, revealing Hamlet, Gertrude, Polonius, and Hillary Clinton having what appears to be group sex.
We have new Star Wars coming to us. Ahsoka. Building new lore and expanding the universe, a universe that has kindled the imagination of generations at this point. The story is told through the experiences of characters in the universe, with each additional adding new layers and details. I finished the first season and have some thoughts on these new persona, starting with Shin Hati. What kind of character is this? Who is she? Let's start with her name, Shin Hati. Hati, which is Nordic in origin, is a name meaning he who hates, a reference to Hati Hrotvitnesen, half of the Norse duo Skoll and Hati. These brother wolves, offspring of Fenrir, are harbingers of the Norse apocalypse, Ragnarok. They pursue the sun and moon, respectively. When they succeed, it will initiate the end of the world. Pretty ominous and foreboding, a bold promise. When introduced, she is aggressive and fierce. She speaks little and jumps straight to slaughter. She is direct, heading straight to the bridge, no negotiation, no quarter given. Pretty strong first impression. No time for character exploration, but some broad strokes indicating some characteristics. But characteristics are not character. Characteristics are not motivation. They don't drive understanding. Hair, skin, eye color are characteristics. They aren't character. Even though she doesn't get a particularly original entrance, since it's a reframing of the classic Vader Emperor scenes, on the surface we are presented with this. The costuming and design is not the worst. Some quibbles over darting the cloak open and such. She looks road-weary and weathered. Her garments are frayed and stained. Signs of repair. Lived in. Good, but it contrasts with the limited practical sets and all of the volume sets where everything is too pristine. Her haircut is not terribly modern, so it blends into the universe. She has that Padawan-inspired braid, belying that her master, Beylon Skoll, hasn't completely forsaken his Jedi roots in her training. She reminds me of Aurora, fantastic voice. I keep expecting her to bellow out some skaldic tale in Proto-Germanic, instead we get this.
What was this place? You're a witch. Why Lothal? What thread is she spinning?
What happens when we find Thrawn?
What is it, Master?
And isn't it our turn now?
Won't our alliance with Thrawn finally
Bring us into power, and that beginning is here.
Do you know the one she seeks so desperately? Like me. Do you miss it?
You clearly see one here.
As the show progresses, we learn nothing new about her. We get one fleeting hint that Beylon is training her to be something more than Jedi.
No. He was trained as a Jedi. You, I trained to be something more.
Before he just leaves her to her own devices.
Contact Thrawn. Kill Sabine, Wren, and Ezra Bridger. Then take your place in the coming Empire.
You won't help?
Your ambition drives you in one direction. My path lies in another.
Jar Jar Abrams' mystery box and smoke monster school of asking interesting questions. If you never give interesting answers, or any answers for that point, you don't get any partial credit. In fact, you get nothing. Nada.
So you get nothing! You lose! Good day, sir!
Why is she here? She never gets the chance to develop. It feels like setup for future seasons and or the threatened David Filoni coming theatrical release, the Heir to the Empire reintroduction to the Star Wars Disney canon. Again, all promise, no delivery. She serves to initiate multiple member berries, but mostly she is here to know nothing. She reminds us of the existence of Darth Maul and Ventress. One is left wondering if she is destined to be halved and discarded in a planetary power generator. For this first season, She serves Dave Filoni's furry porn wolf fetish while insulting Norse mythology and knowing nothing. What would change without her in the story? Without her, we might have to show instead of tell all of the plot points that have been given in these long exposition dumps. She's neither admirable, misunderstood, sympathetic, nor detestable enough to evoke an interest in her future. If her story ended with her as an exile outsider, allying with the Tusken Redders, would her disappointing failure to live up the promise even matter? So in the end, what kind of character is Shin Hati? Shin isn't a character. She is a device to initiate exposition dumps. She asks, what's this? How's that? Why that? Then the accompanying character expo dumps for the audience. Shin acts as a device to leave HK droids behind so the plot can continue. Shin is there to give Dave Filoni the first girl v girl lightsaber fight. Shin is there so that the lone male with interesting presence isn't given too much agency. Shin is there so Dave can get awards for breaking barriers for females. She's there to pass the Bechdel test, which was never intended to be a real metric. It was a joke. Shin's ultimate purpose is to not know things, like the entire production team on this project. She doesn't get to be a character because that is how she was written. Bringing it back to the original clip, she is a literary device, like a time machine with questionable contents, or a multiverse, or a shrink ray. I don't expect there's going to be a second season or movie to explore the potential, which is a shame. I found the actress compelling and charismatic. I would have been interested to see where she could have taken this with better writing and better production. To end, no calls to action, but I do thank you for watching and listening.